Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to get into I actually want to touch bases on a topic that I put a video out on. Man, we got all these cars coming by today. We're gonna walk over here to the back of the truck. So I put this video out, man, I had to say about a month ago, right? So the situation that was occurring for me is that I was driving down the road, I would hit a bump, or sometimes I would turn my blinker on and my lamp out indication would come out on my dash. So I'm like, man, what's up with that? Because the fact is I could turn my blinker on and it would show lamp out. Every time it would flash, the lamp out would come on my dash, but I could get out of the truck, check the front and back blinker, and both of them were working. So I started thinking, after I hit a few bumps and they would come on, I could punch it, I could hit the gas, like say I was gonna pass somebody, say I was cruising down the road and I wanted to go around, so I just hit it. Well, then my lamp out would go off, the indicator would go off, and I'm like, okay, so I started thinking, so I have a low circuit is what it's registering. It has to register a low power supply, and that's why it comes on, but it's still enough to make the blinkers work. So I started doing some thinking after I put my blinker freak out video out, because in that video all I did was take the bulbs out, wipe them off, made sure they were in good shape, and then put them back in, and that worked for a week. I don't know, maybe 2 weeks it worked. So I was like, cool, but then it started happening again. So then I did me, like always, I started thinking about the situation. So what I come up with is that my bulbs, because I've had issues with these taillight bulbs since the day I bought this truck. I've replaced more bulbs in this truck than I've ever replaced headlights in any car that I've ever owned. That's how frequent the issue is with these, I think they're taillight circuit boards. Man, they're junk. So I'm gonna go through this process real quick. We're gonna take this bulb back out. I'm gonna show you what I did. This was probably a month ago, maybe a little longer than that, and it's been working. So I started thinking, like I was telling you, so if I hit a bump, let me get my bit out here. It's a T25. That's what you're looking for. That's the size for this right here. It's a T25. If you watch my blinker freak out video, I went through the process. So we're just gonna get the bit and rip it out real quick. Like I stated, if you check out my blinker freak out video, I went through the process of taking your tail light out on these Rams. Super simple. You pull this thing apart real quick, pull your light out. Simple dimple. Undo your connector. Done deal. So you don't want to lay this down on your metal right here. It's going to scratch your lens all up. So I need to get something to put down. I'll be right back. So you get that rag, you put it down, protect your lens. Get your Phillips screwdriver, star bit. Some people call it a star bit. I don't know, man. It's a Phillips in my world. Rip this thing apart real quick. All right, so now that we got this thing apart, so what I started noticing, every time I changed the bulbs, when I pulled them out, these little tabs, this plastic would melt over that tab right there, and it would ruin the bulb. I mean, you couldn't clean it off and put them back in. It ruined the bulb. So then, like I said, when I hit a bump, the lamp out would come on. If I turn my blinker on, the lamp out would come on. If I took and I hit my tail light like this right here, that would fix the problem. It might only work a few times. It might take the whole trip to work. If I was working an hour away, I could use my blinkers and everything, it'd be fine. So then I'm thinking, okay, so there has to be a loose connection. Now I had to buy new ones. The ones I had on here were junk. These are new, or they were new. like 25 bucks. So the good thing is they're not that costly. So as my brain kept working, I thought to myself, these little tabs in here just wasn't holding well enough. So if you look on them, if you look in here, you'd have to get one to see it. The tabs don't look like they hold the bulb well enough, so when I hit a bump, it wiggles. When it wiggles, that one little wiggle sends that signal to your computer, which puts the lamp out on your thing, but it still worked. And I also realized that because it was wiggling, the poor connection in there was also making it register. So all I did was I took a flat blade screwdriver and I took them tabs in there, and you just bend them in just a little bit. Do not get crazy. There's a piece in there, you don't want to break them up. And if yours are old and dry rotted, you might want to get new ones because they're probably gonna break. The plastic will get brittle. So I bent them in, and now they hold the bulb well. You can tell the difference when you pull them out the first time and then you bend them in some. When you push it in, you can feel it grab. That bulb doesn't wiggle that much anymore. And at that point, that's all I did. So I wanted to run through this. This cold weather really messes with these Rams. I got a couple videos out. I'll link them up here about the headlights. These are the situations I've been having with the tail lights. So that's why I wanted to put these out, because your running lights and your brake lights are important. So I hope this helps a few people out. This is Auto Guy DIY. Keep living the dream, doing your thing. Like and subscribe. Please subscribe. Get at me with some comments. If you want to know anything, you want to see something, let's get into it. I have the truck. I have the time on the weekends. Let's do it. So with all that, I'm out. Peace.